the Excel.
Share my screen. So hi from me. Now today I'll show you some of the improvements that we made for the S2Me. So in the new version, when you log into the system, or if you are a newly created registered user, when you sign in, you are redirected to a welcome screen where we are trying to gather some additional data about the current user. For example, the date of birth, gender, your postal code, your country, where the country down is an autocomplete one, so you don't have to scroll a lot. We are asking for some company details, for example, your job level, or in what department you are working in. And the last step is, of course, if you are not enabled two-factor authentication in the beginning, or you're coming, for example, from external authentication like Facebook or Google, asking you to set up your two-factor authentication. None of those steps are required, so the user can just skip them. And after the last one, you are redirected to the site, and that screen would never be shown to you again. The next thing that we did is we updated the user profile page, where now we have all the additional fields that we added to the user profile. Like you can see that the information that I provided in the wizard is now here. We have the company, we have the two-factor authentication. I can enable, disable. You can reset your password, and I think it's a much better look now. So basically, that's from me about the new user experience when you log in and your new profile page. I'll pass the presenter rights to Bobby.
Okay, hello. First, can you see my screen?
Yes. Yes.
Great. So now I'm going to show you quickly some of the other changes that we have made during the last 2 sprints. Let me start from the first main screen. This is my assessment screen. Oh, that's my local environment. That's the Q environment. Okay. Let me hide this tab. As you can see in the main screen, we have redesigned all of the previous design. We now have one main area with several buttons. These buttons, the first one is displaying the current assessment score. The other one is displaying the number of achievements that we have based on our interactions with the system. Then you can see that all of the topics are separated in 2 lines. On the other side, on the right side, we have a sidebar. So when we click on any of these buttons, we will see some additional information about the section we have selected. For instance, currently we have clicked and the first section is selected by default. When it's selected, you can see on the right side that we have some additional information about the assessment, the current assessment score, how the score is translated as some more detailed description. And we also have a chart that is displaying our score over the time. Of course, if we want to review our report, we have a button here that the user can easily navigate to the report. The other section is the achievements. When we click on it, we are seeing all of the badges that we have based on our achievements. Since the assessment is already completed, I have a badge for a completed assessment. I have been used some of the recommendations and have improved my score. Because of that, I have received a recommendation badge, and this is another badge for excellent topic score. We have a topic with a score more than 780. Where is this topic? That's our topic. Okay, when we click on any of the existing topics, we will see some summary about the topic, the current topic score, and the chart for the score over time. Of course, we can review our answers by clicking on this button, or view the recommendations in the recommendation section. If I go to the review answers, we will see that this screen also have a different user interface. The answers are grouped in more beautiful buttons. We have a help sidebar that give us some more details about why we are asking these questions in this topic. And we have a button for viewing the full report. If we scroll down, we have a label with the current assessment progress, and again, a button that is going to navigate us to the full report. If the current topic is not completed, and we scroll down, we will see that we have buttons for the next and for the previous topic. But since this is the first topic, we have only one button for navigating to the next topic. Clicking on it, we will refresh the page with the questions for the topic number 2. Let me go back and complete my assessment in order to show you the new design of the full report and the recommendations. If we open the full report, the design is almost the same as the previous one, but we improve it with adding additional charts. The first one is displaying our score over the time. That means that in August in the previous year, our score has been 659. In October, it has changed to 623, and in February we also have another change, and that's our current assessment score. The other chart is showing us some information about the other users, the score of the other users, and in this age range, which is based on the date of birth provided when creating our registration in the system. If we didn't provide our date of birth, this chart will be hidden. The next one is also giving us information about the average score in our country. If you provide postal code, it will show you the average score for the state for this postal code. But if you don't have postal code and you are from a country outside of the United States, you see the country name here. Okay, that's the old chart with the score for each of the topics. And we also removed the recommendations section. Let me now go to the recommendations, and you will see that we have user interface similar to the user interface of the main page. On the right side, we have listed all of the topics that have recommendations for us. And these are the top recommendations which are going to improve most, which have the biggest number of points that are going to improve our assessment score. When we click on any of these areas, it's going to expand, and this is the risk and the recommendations text. Of course, when we click on the mark is complete, this is going to mark the question with yes or no, depending on which one is the correct answer. And this recommendation will be removed from this list. If I pick this topic, we have only one recommendation that's going to improve our assessment score with 4.8 points. So if I mark it as complete, this recommendation is going to be removed from the list with the recommendations, and the topic is also not going to be listed here on the right side. Okay, this design also is mobile friendly. Let me simulate quickly a mobile device. Okay, if we start from the first page, by default, the first section will be selected. So we will see the details for this section. If we click on the achievements, we will see the right sidebar as a pop-up with a button for closing it. And let me now open the questions. That is the question screen. We also have informational sidebar. If we open the recommendations, the top 5 recommendations section is selected by default. So we are going to see the top 5 recommendations. Of course, we can close it and choose another topic. So we will see the recommendations for the topic selected, and click on the mark is complete button. We have some small UI issues, but we are still working on them. And actually this is fixed, but still not deployed on the QA environment. And let me show you the full report. That is the full report with the description, with the old chart and the new charts. So that looks very, very good on mobile devices. And the other change that we have made is that we replaced the FISA score to S2 score everywhere in the system. Do you have any comments on all these changes, because the application is totally different? If not, I will pass.
Do you like the new look of S2Me 2.0?
Sorry, Atanas, but I didn't hear you well. Can you repeat that?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, I was asking the other participants in the meeting if they like the new UI of S2Me.
Okay.
And if they think is it better or?
Yeah, I mean, everything we've seen and all of it it really all looks really nice. So I know Evan is super excited about it too. Yeah, looks fantastic to me.
Yeah, it's
Great.
much better. I was just curious about the job levels and departments lists. Are those final, or is that just for the demo?
This is the first version of them. It's we can discuss them, and if you think we can change them, we can easily change them if needed.
And I was just curious why they're not on the page that shows like the average score for that department relative to you. I guess that wouldn't,
Yeah, that's a good idea. We just
like by job level, like if you're this
yeah,
level, average in that for that level kind of thing.
I don't know to include that in the future versions. Yeah, that would be a very good data. With version 2.0 and the wizard, we are trying to gather more data about our users. Once we have their age, job level, location, and things like that, we can make a lot of stats, and we can have great reports to the management. Probably in the future, we started some discussions how to improve S2 team, and in S2 team, based on the new data, the people that use S2 team are going to be able to see a lot more details about the gaps in their organizations, because right now we can see what's the level of the security on the director's level or the staff level, which is going to probably be very beneficial information for the CISO that is using S2 team. Yeah.
Nice work. Very nice work.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So I'm going to stop the sharing.
Yeah, I'll stop the recording. Let me know if you want to